Hello, this is Kenny Belfato at SimTech. Today I'm going to show you our Solid-CIM software from SimTech, our product here called Solid-CIM, and we've got a connection now for REVIT as well as SolidWorks, Inventor, and AutoCAD. Here inside of REVIT we have the add-ons, and I have some settings, and I'm set to ignore anything thicker than 1 3/4 inches, for example, or thinner than 1/16th of an inch, or smaller than a 4-inch cube. So you have these basic settings here. We're going to make geometry on different layers and save them as drawings or DXF files or both. You could choose the layer names for each feature as well. And it's going to be just one button pick from inside of REVIT. What happens next is transfers the model into CAD. And there it'll turn each one of these parts into individual drawings with geometry on different layers, and then that layer will indicate what type of toolpath to make. This process takes just a second or so. You see the model comes in here. Everything will turn green as it does the feature recognition, and it'll prompt us for a CSV file or a cut list file. Same name as the original model. And there it is, exported all the parts. And it made us a PDF file with the geometry on different names. Here's the materials from REVIT, quantity of each part, whether it has backside machining, and panel dimensions of each part. Now it does leave you here in AutoCAD, so if you like, you can do an expanded view. Hold the mouse down and drag that out. And you could see that we had a setting there that ignored the 5-inch thick material that's red, but everything else is found. And then here's the lay flat. Lays those parts out flat for you. And that's where we got the feature recognition and geometry on different layers. So if I erase the solid, here you could see things on different layers. There's something here on layer pocket cutout, and it has the depth, how deep to cut it. Here's object here on a layer. We're going to look at that and know to paint that a certain color with the paint head. These circles are recognized, and again, they have the depth. So that depth is going to indicate which color to cut things with. I already have all my machining knowledge base all set up, so we can exit out of REVIT, and all I have to do next is right-click on that CSV and pick Cut with RouterSim. So it's really just 2 clicks. 1 click in REVIT, the other click on the cut list, and the rest is automatic. What you'll see next is each part will open up, make its toolpath, and then nest them together based on those different materials. You saw layer names on the geometry like pocket cut and cutout, hole. Those layer names are associated with different machining operations we have set up in a template file. And now there they are applied. So there's a pocketing getting cut, the outside's getting cut, the holes are getting marked, and then they're sequenced together by a closest point. We have a rank sorting method. You could set up your machining operations to sort by a rank number. So each one of these parts is going to go ahead and make a single part program. That's useful if you ever need to do a remake. You'll have the program already done to make this part by itself. And then it'll nest them together by those 2 different materials that were in there, the interior and the exterior materials. A lot of these parts have machining on both sides. So we're going to do what's called two-sided nesting, where you'll put the sheet on the table upside down. It'll do all the marking and the machining for the back side. It trims the edge of the sheet, so when you flip it over, it's a machined edge that matches up the parts again. And then it'll do the front side operation. So a single sheet could have up to 4 programs on it. A marking for the front, a marking for the back, and machining for the front, and machining for the back. All right, we're done making all the individual programs. Now here's the nesting process. And we have different material sizes set up, so it's going to optimize by material. There was some 4x4 material, and this part fits on that by itself. This mirror image is the flip sheet. So this is the back side and this is the front side. Back and then front. Or you could just think of it as one side and the other. It doesn't have to be back and front. It's just one side and the other. So we'll get a program for that and a program for this. And same on this last one. So in this case, it used those 3 sheets of 5x10, one 4x8, and one 4x4. And you can see the sheet's longer here, so this will be the 10-foot compared to the 8-foot. And it'll give you all that in a printout as well. Tells you what materials to use. So the entire process is finished in just a few clicks. We've made all the programs, and it's going to open up the results folder for us. And here's all those NC code files. So the first sheet, that's the back side and the front side, and that's the marking for the back side. Second sheet is the back side and front side. Again, the marking for each one of those. So we've got, looks like a total of 25 NC code files. That's to run the router right there. It also saves you the labels for all the parts. So you get a picture file with the labels. You can put barcodes on there. Barcode for each sheet. Fully customizable label system built in. You get your NC code drawings. So the drawings are saved so that you can make changes to these drawings if you like. Here it tells you how many of each sheet used. And then you also have all the individual programs for each part. There's the individual NC code files. Here's the individual drawings with their toolpaths on them. That's the router. So it gives you a summary too. So you can get a summary report. They'll give you like information about the cut times, cycle times for the whole sheet, what tools were used, so forth. You get all that saved as Excel and PDF files. And there's a simulation as well. I may not be able to show you all the simulation, but we can try it. Pick a run. Just shows you what the operations that happened on that side of the sheet. So there's our router sim from REVIT. You get a whole folder full of results and labels, NC code files for single parts, drawings for single parts, nests for the nested drawings, everything in just a few clicks. Thanks for taking a look.